Straight after B minor, the home key has been insistently hammered home, he pans away from it, leading us seamlessly to the new key, G major. A fall of a third, B to G. Sound familiar? It's exactly the same interval that was strumming away underneath the first theme, B, B, G, B. And Schubert picks up on earlier rhythms too. That violent hemiolas left its mark, a syncopation in the accompaniment to the new theme. At last we seem to have found some sort of peace. Everything appears to make perfect sense. Having said that, this is innovative stuff. The fact that it starts out as a cello melody is almost unprecedented in orchestral literature to that time, a rich tenor melody of a truly song-like nature. Delicately accompanied by pizzicato bass and soft syncopated chords in the violas and clarinets, colour is obviously a key point, and that's a departure in itself. Then there's the shape of the melody. It's almost a perfect arch form. Bars 1 and 2, mirrored by bars 3 and 4. But then, a dramatic pause. The unanswered questions of the opening are not to be forgotten that easily. Upper wind seems stranded in amazement, but the strings find a way forward, swapping the characteristic new cello motif between them. The mood has changed completely. What was once a lyrically swaying idea has become a source of tension. Finally, the strings discover a way out of the impasse and introduce the melody in canon. First violins play while the seconds follow at a bar's distance. And cellos the bar after. And here it is all together, the wind following suit to bring this first section to a close. We've reached a crucial point. All the themes have been presented, but we're still in a state of suspension. Far from answering the musical questions, Schubert's simply thrown in more and more uncertainty. What key are we in for a start? That offbeat B at the very end there doesn't convince anyone. Although it's the key note, the section's really ended in an unequivocal G, and things could go either way. After that sidestepping of keys earlier on, we're on our guard. And what about that opening theme? Although that seems to have been lurking in the background, at least psychologically, is it, I ask again, the main theme, or just an introduction to the main theme? If it is the main theme, surely we would have expected to have heard much more of it, heard it extended and integrated into the body of the music. At the beginning of the next section, the development, it makes a welcome return, and perhaps we ought not to be so surprised. It functions as a kind of marker, a pause for thought. But if we thought it rather doom-laden at the start, here it seems to open up onto magnificent new vistas. The cellos and basses step down to the valley floor. Inexorably they descend to their lowest note, saved up for this very moment. High, high above them, the violins climb the mountain peaks. The harmony is bare, neither major nor minor, the orchestration spare. The violins soar over 2 octaves above the cellos and basses. Where did such music come from? Such bleak grandeur, and then the climactic, heartrending, almost hysterical wailing. It's completely original, anticipating the world of Sibelius and Mahler. But it bypassed composers before them, since the symphony wasn't performed until the 1860s. By that time, the people who might have been drawn into this sound world, people like Schumann, Berlioz, Liszt, Brahms and Wagner, had already created their own in other directions. And it all comes from that opening motive. Perhaps a better description would be a motto theme.